coaching changes. We did not get to this topic last time because we had too much fun. But anyways.
A lot of people fired.
Yeah, man. It's kind of ridiculous. So it's kind of like the Black Friday, but instead of Black Friday where you buy stuff, you sell stuff. And for coaches, it's like the first week. That was a horrible analogy. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
You kind of tied it in at the
I
end.
mean, it kind of works. I mean, you get the gist. At the end of the year, they fire coaches that didn't work. Luckily, we did postpone it because they did get some more fires like we expected. Yeah. So, I mean, it's more interesting. Anyways, so some of the coaches that were fired, there's some big shockers in here, like Matt Nagy.
Right,
that was a
as well as Ryan Pace, the GM for the Bears.
Dude, that was insane. Yeah. Whoa, no one would have expected
I
those
actually
ones.
have a friend who's like a huge Ryan Pace defender.
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't know why, but he's like, I want Nagy gone, but I want Pace to stay. He was really upset when they let Pace go.
That is so weird. I mean, you got to give him props for drafting Justin Fields because I feel like that was the best option. And whoever made that decision might be good enough to stay.
I think that was Pace.
Pace? I mean, maybe, but that could be an argument.
Same dude who traded up for Trubisky, though. So
I mean, Trubisky wasn't...
Take the good with the bad.
Did you hear that story about how Trubisky had... Like, there was a meeting to see how the Bears could do better, and Trubisky came with a huge list of stuff to fix.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Matt Nagy didn't even show up.
I think that Nagy and Trubisky both held the team back.
Yeah.
But I think you can argue that Nagy held them back more.
Yeah, it's so weird because now you look at Mitch Trubisky as he was an awful quarterback, but maybe it was just a system.
I mean, he did have at least one good year.
He had a decent year. I mean, yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I'm sure he'll get a chance to at least spot start at some point in the next couple of years. So we'll really see.
And it's also very tough for him because he got drafted right before Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, two generational quarterbacks. I mean, if one even plays again, but we'll get to that. Anyways, Mike Zimmer got also fired. He was the coach for the Vikings. So there's two coaches out for the NFC North. Easier for the Packers. Joe Judge and Gettleman were fired, or Gettleman retired, but we all know he's going to get pushed out anyways.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised because I thought I saw something where they said they're going to return Daniel Jones and Joe Judge and Gettleman next year.
Man, if they brought back that trio, that's so bad.
That's so ridiculous.
I think they give Daniel Jones another shot, but I think firing Judge and Gettleman was the right call. For sure.
I mean, just put it this way.
No one was buying into Joe Judge's tough guy act anymore, and that type of stuff doesn't fly when you're losing.
Like, you cannot think you're gonna keep your job if you call a QB sneak on 2nd and 3rd down on your own 5-yard line to give your punter more. That's expecting yourself to fail.
So bad. It's so not even a handoff.
Yeah, that mentality is literally expecting that you're gonna fail and not convert.
Yeah.
So that is so ridiculous. That he had to be fired after that. Like, I mean, I'm just saying. And also,
to his credit, he threw this big beer and pizza party for him and all his assistants that got fired. So, cool dude. Trash coach, don't get me wrong, but that was a cool thing for him to do.
He's like, yeah, they overpaid me anyways, so I mean.
Well, they did. Yeah.
Man, and then Brian Flores got fired for the Dolphins. That is the most ridiculous move I've ever seen. What, he had winning seasons.
That's a stretch.
I mean, for now, for all these coach fires.
The rumor is that Flores and Tua were really at each other, and they chose Tua over Flores, which I'm not sure how. I don't think that's the right decision, but supposedly I don't know how much truth there is to this, but a rumor came out that caught quite a bit of steam that Flores actually told Tua that he wanted to draft Mac Jones.
Yeah, I saw that.
You can't
That's
say
so
that.
funny.
And I think we all knew Flores had interest in Deshaun Watson, so which
I think
he did come up again. But I think there's a good chance wherever Flores goes is where Watson's going to go.
Yeah. I heard a rumor. I don't know how true this is, but Brian Flores and Deshaun Watson are trying to coordinate where they land so they can land together, which makes sense. And, dude, New York Giants? Maybe.
It's just hard to imagine them making two really good moves back to back.
I know, that's kind of asking too much from them.
They do have 2 top 10 picks this year.
I mean, but the thing is that the Giants haven't been a horrible franchise since Joe Judge and Gettleman. They've been pretty good. They won 2 Super Bowls.
McAdoo was pretty bad too.
Yeah, he was kind of dumb, but we'll get. I mean, I don't even know. What was I going to say about Brian Flores? I think I think that was a kind of like a ridiculous fire. Like, especially if he was able to have winning seasons. I mean, it wasn't like he was getting
He's a good coach.
0-14 every year.
He'll get picked up for sure.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he isn't the first hire. If not, I mean, I could see some of like the offensive and defensive coordinators getting hired, but I think he's definitely getting a head coaching job.
There's a lot of people getting interviewed right now that are current coordinators.
I think we have him in here as well.
Yeah.
But we also have Vic Fangio for the Broncos that got fired, the Raiders Mike Mayock that got fired, and David Culley, who was the Texans and got fired after 1 year. So there's that. So that leaves...
I don't think Culley got a fair shot.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he took over a roster that was so bad, and they won a few games, and they were competitive in a lot more. I don't know. I don't think he got a fair shot at all. I think it was ridiculous that they fired him that early.
And it's like, what do you expect? They traded all the good players away.
Yeah.
So, like, what is he? He has nothing to work with.
And their best players sitting out all year. And
yeah, like...
And they still go win on the road at the Chargers by double digits in a game the Chargers need to make the playoffs.
Exactly. Like, they came up with some impressive wins this year. I don't know why they fired him, but I mean, maybe
they beat the Titans too, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. They beat the Titans. They beat the Chargers, which I thought that was a surefire game. I think I put that in my game logs when we were doing that.
I think I did too.
Yeah, like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But that leaves the Raiders, Bears, Vikings, Jaguars, Giants, Broncos, and Texans, and possibly the Seahawks, but we haven't gotten to there yet. And Cowboys as well because of that news.
Potentially.
Yep, those are potential ones. What do you think is like the best opening spot so far?
I mean, if the Cowboys' job was to open, it's for sure the Cowboys.
Yep.
I think if they were smart, they would give it to one of their coordinators. I think Dan Quinn wasn't amazing as a head coach, but he's great as a D coordinator.
Yeah.
I think they could promote Kellen Moore and ensure that they don't lose him.
I think that's what they're gonna do. Is they're gonna fire Mike McCarthy. I would be surprised if they didn't do this. Honestly, fire Mike McCarthy.
He's bad,
dude. He's the reason they lost that game.
Yeah.
But I mean, also Kellen Moore. It also got out that Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy checked off on that QB draw in the middle of the field with like. That was a ridiculous play, but I don't know.
Honestly, I'm kind of thinking the Giants might be the best of this. I mean,
I'm excited to see how the Giants
multiple top 10 picks. They have some young talent. I think if you bring the right coach and right GM in there, you can really turn that around. Whether you want to
quarterback,
that's part of it. Whether you want to use the picks on young players now, maybe try to get like Ikwonwu and an edge and try to beef up the trenches, or you can use them to trade for maybe a Deshaun Watson or something.
Yeah, like kind of like the Rams did, where they just trade away all their draft picks for all their current players as well.
So I think that the Giants' job is pretty interesting. If there was an offensive-minded coach, the Bears' job is interesting with Justin Fields there.
I think I would have picked the Giants as well, but I'll pick the Raiders. I think the Raiders is very interesting because you get Derek Carr, and Derek Carr was able to get to the playoffs with nobody. All of his players started dropping left and right this whole year, and he's still able to do that, and he almost beat the Bengals.
I think they should just hire Bisaccia, the dude who's their interim head coach right now.
He wrote a letter to every single player.
Right.
Like a handwritten letter to every
single player. The
players
love him. He took that roster. I mean, he took over in the middle of the season when Gruden got unexpectedly fired or resigned. But Gruden was out. Bisaccia steps in, and they lost a bunch more players after that too. I mean, people just kept going to jail, kept getting injured. And they went to the playoffs. And obviously the players love him. I mean, you see the clips on the sideline of them like pumping each other up. And he wrote thank you notes to every player, handwritten notes after the game. I think they need to hire him.
I think he deserves it. Like he has done a great job. Like
give him a 1 or a 2 year deal and see what happens.
No one expected the Raiders to make it. Like, let's be honest. No one expected them to be the playoffs. We all thought the Chargers or at least the Ravens. It's ridiculous that they made it.
I see a lot of people saying, don't hire him as head coach, but keep him around as some type of assistant. But it's pretty clear to me that he's a good leader. I think that being a head coach makes sense for him. I think they need to give him a shot.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think John Harbaugh realistically is not going to leave Michigan to the Raiders. Jim, it doesn't matter. Is it Jim?
It is Jim. John is the Ravens. John is the
Ravens.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I miss Jim Harbaugh.
I don't know. They're both Harbaughs. Very annoying as well. There's some top head coach candidates as well, including Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator. Didn't he? I know for a fact he was a head coach. Wasn't he the Bucks? Jets head coach.
Did not go very well.
Yeah, he was pretty bad. I'm surprised he actually was really great as like a coordinator.
Well, it's like the same thing as Dan Quinn. Struggled as a head coach, great as a D coordinator.
But even with Dan Quinn as a head coach, he still got to a Super Bowl with them. Like, it's I mean, Todd Bowles stunk up the place in New York as well. But
Dan Quinn had his issues though.
Yeah, I mean, they both had him, but he's been pretty great. I don't know if I'd give him like another shot though. I mean, I don't trust it. I mean, the Jets are bad luck, but like
it seems like he likes where he's at. Are you talking about Bowles?
Yeah, Todd Bowles.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's worth a shot. It depends on the team.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Brian Flores, obviously. Byron Leftwich, was the offensive coordinator for the Bucks, as well as Nathaniel Hackett, the Packers offensive coordinator, Doug Peterson, the former Eagles head coach. I don't know if I would hire him though. Because like the whole thing where he flunked purposely for a pick, like he definitely is going to be more of an organizational. Like the head front office is going to like him, but the players won't, and that's the more important thing. Is I don't think players would trust him, as well. A voice crack. My gosh, that was bad.
Yeah.
That was even worse. That was like
that was really bad.
That was a bad one. Leslie Frazier, the Bills defensive coordinator. Kellen Moore, Cowboys. He's probably going to be the head coach. And Dan Quinn.
I think you have Leslie Frazier there. I think Brian Dable, the OC for the Bills, is also a good candidate.
Yeah.
And, I mean, teams are interviewing tons of different people. Like, both coordinators for the 49ers have got head coach interviews, which is crazy because they're both, like, super young, super new coordinators, but they're already getting head coach interviews.
The 49ers are so bad, too. Like, I don't get it.
D'Amico Ryans is an amazing DC. No. He's trash. He should not get a head coaching job.
Yeah, he should just work at McDonald's instead. Just fire him. Fire him off.